Welcome back to the channel, and in this video we will be creating a three-dimensional drill bit using Solidworks. Now the most confusing part about this creation is going to be creating a helix. So I'm going to show you how to create a helix using Solidworks as well as creating a sweep. Remember, with a sweep you need two things. You're going to need a profile, which is what you're seeing here on the right. And then we're going to go ahead and get a path of that. And the path is going to be that helix, right? And one other thing that I'm going to mention to you is that when we're creating that helix, we have something that's called a pitch, right? And the pitch, in other programs, it might be called turn height. Basically, all it means is just the distance between one revolution to the other one, right? So we'll explain that once we get to the helix, but let's go ahead and jump over to SolidWorks and get started. Alright, so hopefully this is going to be a super simple part for us to create. We're going to start off by selecting a new icon here. We're going to create a part and we're going to hit OK. Now we're going to assume that these units will be millimeters. So I'm going to make sure here at the bottom that I'm using millimeters, grams, and seconds. Let's go ahead and start off by creating our first sketch. We'll select sketch here. And then we're going to create a sketch on what plane. We'll be using this top plane. I'll use a circle going from this origin to here, and then we're going to put a dimension on it. This dimension should be 6. So I'm going to have a diameter of 6. Alright, and it looks really huge here. It gave me a dimension of 90, but it's going to be 6. Alright. So there's our first sketch here. Let's go ahead and exit out of the sketch command. And we're going to switch over to the Features tab. And then I'll go ahead and use an extrusion. Alright. Now, when the extrusion comes up, I need to decide which direction am I going to send it, or I'm going to send it mid-plane. In this one, I will send this one going down, right? So I'm going to make sure that I'm going in the downward direction. And I will give it a distance of 60. Okay. So I'm going to send it 60 units going down. I'll go ahead and hit the check mark here. Now I'm going to purposely make a mistake on this one. You can see from the drawing that there will be a chamfer sitting here, but I'm going to ignore that chamfer and act like I didn't see it yet. So I'm going to go on with the next step, and then I'll come back in and throw in that chamfer. Alright, so I'm just going to rotate this up. I'll select this bottom face, and then I'll select this new sketch icon here. Let's start off by creating a circle. So I'm just going to draw a circle out here. This circle has a diameter of 2. So let's go ahead and place a dimension of 2 onto this. Alright. And then we're going to go ahead and give it a few more characteristics, right? So I want this to be in line with this one. So I'm going to select the origin, hold down the Shift button and select that origin, and make these two horizontal of each other. Right, so that's going to be the first part. Next, let's go ahead and throw a dimension from the center of the origin to the center of my circle here. And this is going to have a dimension of 2.5. Okay. Okay, so next from here, I'll start off with the line command, and I'm just going to kind of create a shape here. I'm going to select the circle here. Oh, it's still in a dimension. There we go. I'm going to create a line somewhere here. So make sure that you do click on that circle. I'm trying not to go past the origin here. So and I'm going to make this all weird on purpose. And one of the things that I really like to get used to is creating relations. So we're going to select here, hold down the Shift button and select this line here. We're going to make these two perpendicular to each other. So that's going to be that icon there. Hit the Escape button. I'll select here and this one and make these two perpendicular to each other. Do an escape here. Let's go ahead and put a tangency on here, and I can see that I do have a tangency already sitting there, and I don't have one on this side. So I'm just going to select this line, hold down the Shift button, and go ahead and select that line, or part of my circle there. Go ahead and make that tangent. Alright, we're going to add a few more things on here. I'll go ahead and put a dimension from here to here. So let's select a dimension from that point to the origin here. And that dimension there should be sitting at 0.5. Okay, got one more thing I need to do. I need to place this point onto my circle. So I'll go ahead and select that point there. Hold down the shift button, select my circle there, and just tell it, make it coincidence. You can see that everything turned black. I'm just going to put a trim right in here because I want all of this part to be part of my sketch. So that's exactly what I need it to be. Let's go ahead and finish this and exit the sketch. All right. Just going to rotate this a little bit and I'm going to create another sketch again. So I'm going to select here. And then I'm going to select the icon where it says sketch. So I'm going to create another sketch. I'll go ahead and draw a circle from this center. Then I'll go to that center. All right, so from this point, that's all I'm going to need. Let's go ahead and exit out of the sketch. Okay, so here on the side, you can see that I have two sketches. Let's go ahead and kind of rotate this a little bit. One of them is going to be my profile, and the other one is going to be what I need to create my helix. So, to locate the helix, remember I'm underneath the Features tab here. Underneath the curves, I'm going to go to Helix and Spirals. Once I select that, it's automatically going to find the sketch that I have here, which is going to be that circle. And then I have to put in some information. So how tall I want this to go. I usually over-exaggerate this number, so we can make it a number like 80. Although this is only 60, I'm just going to send it past it. You can see that the pitch is set to 25. And if yours is showing differently, underneath the drop down here, I'm set to the height and pitch. So yours may be set to one of the other ones. All right. Now, this is going to be the start angle. It's really important that you get the start angle to be at the center of your profile here. So you can change this number here. So if I make it 0 degrees, you're going to see that it will rotate down to here. But I want it to be setting right at the center of my circle. So that dimension should be 90. Now, it should be, depending on how you created this, it should be either 0, 90, 180, or 270. Right? So those are just going to be the orthogonal degrees. All right, let's go ahead and hit the check mark here. And now you see that I do have that helix kind of creating through there, and you can see it. I'm just going to change how this looks. So I'm just going to change this to a wireframe. And now you can see that helix is actually going through this. Let's go ahead and use a sweep cut, which is located here. So remember, anytime we're using sweep, we need two things. We're going to need a profile, which it should be able to find already, and it did. And now it's asking me, well, in this case, it didn't find the profile, it found the actual path. It automatically knew that the helix that I created is going to be the path. So right now, Solidworks is asking me what is going to be the closed profile. I'm just going to select that line there, and it should select all of that. And now you're seeing that it's automatically said, hey, all right, I figured out what I can cut through, and should it cut through that part? So let's go ahead and hit the check mark and see if it's going to automatically cut through what I need it to do. And it does. So that worked out perfectly. But now I go, hey, I forgot, and I seen that there was a chamfer that needs to go here. Now I can put that chamfer on here, but you can see that part of this is missing. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move this line up right above that sweep that we just did. Then I'll come to my, underneath the drop down here, and choose chamfer. Let's get out of that command. It automatically went to the fillet one. And I'll choose chamfer. The distance that I'm going to need for my chamfer should be set to 2. And then I'm just going to select that edge. Go ahead and hit the check mark. Should put the chamfer on here. And then I'm able to drag this down underneath it. And you're going to see that it will create that spiral cut. Okay. Now, since we have our spiral cut there, let's go ahead and place the other one on here so we don't have to redo that again. All we're going to do is go ahead and select this cut. Come up to linear patterns and then choose circular patterns. So I pre-selected my cut here because that's what I want to use. And you're going to see that that's the feature that I'm going to have. I'm using equal space, 360 degrees, and I need 2 of them, right? So all that's going to do is create one at 180 degrees from the other. Let's go ahead and hit the check mark, and it should automatically do the other one here in a second. Let's see, what is it telling me here? I have a rebuilt. Oh, it's asking me for the axis. Okay. And that's what this blue box is asking me for. I'm just going to pick this cylinder here, and that should be enough to satisfy that. And now I'll go ahead and hit the check mark here. And it should have both of them in there. Let's go ahead and switch this back to a shaded view. And then we're going to go ahead and turn the helix off. So I'm going to select it here, and then I'll select the little eyeball here. All right, so we have the bottom half of this done. Let's go ahead and finish off with the top. So I'm going to create a sketch. I'm going to define which plane that I'm going to use. I'm just going to expand this here, and I'm going to use the top plane. Go ahead and create a circle from that center. And then we're going to place a dimension on it. It's just like what we did before. It's going to have a dimension of 6. Then we're going to go ahead and extrude this a height of 20. Okay, so we're finished with that. Let's go ahead and hit the check mark here. Let's go ahead and rotate this up a little bit so we can see what's happening. Then we're going to click on the Features tab, Extrude. It should be going in one of these directions. All right, so you can see that it is shooting up. Let's go ahead and set our height equal to 20. And now, I also make sure that you have this merge button checked. Otherwise, it's going to create two separate solids. So if you don't want to merge the results, uncheck this box. But in our case, we do want to merge this. So when I hit the check mark here, you're going to see it blend this in perfectly. And it did. And it did. Okay. All right. Now let's go ahead and work on the top here. So I'll go ahead and select this top face here. Go ahead and create a sketch on it. I'm going to use a rectangle, a center rectangle. Go ahead and click the origin here, and then come out this way and create it. Let's go ahead and put a couple of dimensions on here. I have a dimension going from here, and that's going to be set to 10. And then we're going to have a thickness here set to a dimension of 1. Okay. All right, and that's going to be all that we need to do to create that part. Let's go ahead and exit out of the sketch. Let's kind of rotate this up. You can see that we're on the Features tab. Let's go ahead and extrude this. It should be able to automatically pick that for us. Let's reverse the direction. It is going down a distance of 18. And it's going to be blended with it. So you can see that I still have the merged button checked. Let's go ahead and hit the check mark here. And then we're going to finish off by putting a couple of fillets on here. So we're going to go to Fillet. We're going to specify the radius is going to be set to 2. Let's go ahead and take out the rest of this. Okay. Let's go ahead and select each one of these corners. And I'm purposely making sure I don't select any other faces. So you want to really make sure that you're selecting those edges. All right, we can OK that command. Then we're going to go back and do a fillet again. This time we're going to make it a radius of 1. And we're going to select these inside corners. Let's get to the other side here. And we have one more side to create. All right. Let's go ahead and OK that, and it should create those fillets there. All right. Let's go ahead and make this an isometric. And it looks like we are done with this one, right? So hopefully you enjoyed this video. It was something super simple. The most complex part was understanding the helix, but if you have to define it with a sketch or whatever the diameter or radius of that circle is. So that's the only kicker about creating a helix. All right, so hopefully you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. Leave me a comment if there's something that you didn't understand, or maybe you found a quicker way of doing this. So as always, thank you for watching. Keep drafting.